I'm Dr. Davis, the good doctor,
And I'm Miss Imani.
and this is the Greenlight podcast where we seek to inform, educate, and inspire. So let's get started with our.
Culture Chat.
So here we go. So what's going on? We have LSU women's basketball team. They won the championship recently.
Yeah.
Right? But that wasn't the main headline. The main headline was Miss Angel Reese, right? She got caught up in a media nightmare, I guess you can say, for doing this, which I'm going to start doing. But it's because she did it, and some people said it wasn't the sportsmanship wasn't there. How do you feel about that?
I don't think it was right because Caitlin also did it. Caitlin Clark of University of Iowa, she actually initiated a couple days prior.
She did.
But a lot of people, which in her defense, are mentioning that it's just not clear that she was allowed to do it, but then Angel all of a sudden is judged for it. So how is it that it's okay for her, but it's not okay for Angel?
Yeah, and that was the issue, and I felt like it wasn't fair for Angel. It wasn't fair at all because she's a great player.
Yeah.
She played an amazing game, and instead of the media focusing on LSU winning, they're focusing on something that's ridiculous. So very, very disappointed about that. But how do you feel about trash talk in women's sports? Is that too much? Is it not ladylike?
Define ladylike. What does that actually mean?
Well, it depends who you're talking to, but I'm saying, I guess I would say more conservative, more sportsmanship, play the game as opposed to trash talk, because that's what she does. She's quick to, because she's 6'3", so she's quick to let people know you're too short, you're too small, and I like it. I love the confidence that she has.
But guys do it all the time, so I don't feel like just because it's women's basketball that they should act like a lady. They should just be themselves. And everyone's trash talking. Like I said, Caitlin did it days prior.
She did.
And it was trash talking. So she doesn't have to be ladylike. She just has to show up and do her job, right? If she's playing basketball, if you're good, you're good. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have to downplay your success just because you're playing basketball, and especially not because you're a woman.
I agree wholeheartedly. But even when we're playing other things, like if we're playing Monopoly, we're playing spades, we're doing anything else, dominoes, we talk. It's just part of the culture, and it's natural, so... I don't know. I'm hoping that the media kind of focuses on the right thing, which is LSU winning, and as opposed to what we've been seeing in the media.
Well, speaking of media, how do you feel about the media actually coming in and basically using Angel as kind of like an example, telling us and talking about how she's disrespectful and she's not good at being a team player, but yet Caitlin did it? Do you feel like it's irresponsible on the media's part?
I do. I think we got to hold the media accountable when they drop the ball.
Yeah.
And I think as the days go by, more and more people are saying that the media, they were definitely wrong for that. They should have called out both players if it was indeed wrong, but not one. And I hate to say it's a racial thing, so I'm not going to go in that direction.
But a lot of people feel like it is.
Right, but a lot of people do. So, but again, I'm applauding some people in the media because they are saying, you know what, we were wrong for that. We missed the mark.
And they're speaking up about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of students, there were 4 Black Harvard seniors that were ordered out of their dorms at 4 o'clock in the morning at Harvard University due to the police coming and knocking on their door. And they didn't even have a reason initially. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, so that's terrible, right? So when you said I have a kid, you have a child. So when we send our students to college, we want them to get the best education possible, and we want to know that they're safe. Not getting a knock on the door from police with guns in your face. Mm-hmm. So a quote from the article, some of the students were traumatized, right? Because of that experience. So I was taken back by the article, but at the same time, if I'm a police person on that campus and I receive a call saying that something happened, I want them to respond accordingly, right? Mm-hmm. But the question is, at the expense of who, right?
Yeah.
So the way they did it, even though they made sure the campus was safe, the 4 Black students, they felt a certain way about it. So I don't know. I didn't like the situation, but I don't know how else the police could have handled it.
You don't think it was important that they informed them on what was actually happening? Because the students were not only held at gunpoint, they were moved from their dorm room and put into another dorm room. And the only reason why it had any footage was because the roommate across the hall actually recorded everything. But they didn't even know for 20 minutes after their room was already searched that something was happening.
Yeah, I think they could have done a better job communicating, especially when they went into the other room. I agree wholeheartedly. But I think they had to go into that room if they received a threat. I think it was a hoax call or a prank call or whatever.
Yeah, it was a prank call.
It was a prank call, but I think they had to investigate. I don't know. It's a bad situation, but I don't know if I can blame the police department because I want to make sure, I would like for them to make sure that the campus is safe. We work at a public university. It's open. Anyone can come on campus. So I want to make sure that the police department, they're being proactive and doing what they should be doing, but at the same time, at the expense of the students, makes them feel a certain way.
Yeah, because all they're doing now as a repercussion of making up for that is making sure that they have talks with the dean or having mental health groups, that a lot of the students don't feel safe, especially the 4 men that were actually accused. They will now go on being known as the people who were accused. So it's the repercussions of it.
It's not fair, right? So, but we'll follow that story and see where it goes. Black China revealed. Do you know her name is Angela White? Her real name?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I didn't know that. Well, I know her as Black China. But Black China revealed she got a doctorate degree from a Bible college. How do you feel about that?
Well, I haven't really followed this story too much, but from what I do see is she's honestly just changing her life around. So she dropped her OnlyFans, where she was making multi-millions of dollars. So it was like a dead end. She got baptized in her pool. She took out her feelers all over her body. And she's starting to move into a whole new Angela, right? She wasn't really confident in that person. And as she can see, her entire life is changing. So she's trying to find her new identity, but the world isn't so fond of it. She's getting a lot of backlash, especially from her mom.
Her mom, I read that. Yeah. But does it matter? Because if it doesn't matter when you have your epiphany, when you grow, as long as you grow and you move into the direction that you feel is right for you.
Yeah.
I don't think that she has to please her fans or her mom or whoever. It's about her. Yeah. And if she feels like, I applaud her on what she's doing, the fillers and everything else, stopping the OnlyFans. I think it's a good example for other young females
and
their kids, exactly, to see that you don't have to be this superficial person. You could be who you are and people will accept you. And I think she looks better without the fillers.
I think she does too. I think what really just confuses people is the fact that they have to relearn who she is. But it's also an opportunity for them just to see that people can change, people can evolve. And like you said, it's good for her kids, it's good for the other women that are watching her, but it doesn't negate the fact that this is all at once.
All at once. But again, it's her journey. It's not your journey or anyone else's. But like how you said, it's a teachable moment for the fans, right?
Yeah.
Because we're so used to the Kim K's and the other women out there that do all this extra stuff to make them look beautiful.
Yeah.
But many of these young ladies, they're beautiful naturally. They don't need the fillers or the enhancers. So I think it's a good teachable moment.
Michelle did the same exact thing.
And I wasn't a fan of the fillers with K. Michelle either. But
the point is that she turned her life around. So now she's in the light for something completely different.
Oh, she did? K. Michelle?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I had no idea.
She's not on any of the reality TV shows anymore. She's doing country music now. Yeah, her son just pledged. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's working out for her. So
well, I'm glad to hear that. I got to follow up on K. Michelle.
All right, let's talk about Tyler Perry. Paramount is thinking about selling their stake in the network. It was actually sold to them by Byron Johnson, who was the founder of it, well, the CEO of it, back in 2000. Over 23 years ago, and Tyler Perry once said.
Yeah, I think that's amazing, right?
Yeah.
BET, in my opinion, should be controlled majority by people of color, right?
Yeah, Black entertainment television.
Right, so they make content that hopefully inspires and motivates and entertains, but I think the person at the helm should be a person of color. And I think Tyler Perry is a perfect person. You know, he's been in the industry for God knows how long, countless movies.
Worth $1 billion.
Yeah. I mean,
so he has the financial means for it. And plus, what he wants to actually do in the network in general, he made up a good point in his interview with ET. He was saying how back when it was sold, there wasn't any Black buying power. So now that we do have the opportunity to buy back what's ours and really make a difference, he said, why not do it? And he said he's stopping at nothing to make it a possibility.
Yeah, and that was a good point. So we didn't have those Black billionaires like we do now. So hopefully he gets it, majority stake at a minimum. But he did mention Diddy in the article as well. So Diddy's interested in Diddy, Bad Boy, making the band. So hopefully, hopefully
so a whole bunch I think if anybody of culture gets it, it's a win for everyone, right?
Agreed.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be Tyler Perry, but with him having 3 different shows on the network, I just feel like it's an opportunity worth taking.
Well said.
Yeah.
All right, we have Howard University appoints Stacey Abrams, and she will be the endowed chair for race and Black politics again at Howard University. How do you feel about that?
Well, she's already been in politics. Just like the article said, she already basically stated her plank. She's been involved. She's done her part. She ran twice. She lost twice.
She did.
So she's going from Georgia to Washington, but she's still within the culture. So it's not like she's moving far from her roots, but now she's in a position where I feel like she can do a little bit more for the generation that's coming up.
Yeah, I agree. I love what she did in Georgia. She mobilized the voters. Georgia turned from red to blue. So very happy. And the fact that she's going to Howard now, working with the younger generation, and
Yeah.
hopefully she can inspire them to do the great things that she did, but hopefully at a bigger level. So
Yeah.
I applaud her for doing it. I wish she would have came to FAMU, but we didn't.
We can't have them all,
We
David.
can't have them all, but it would have been nice. It would have been nice, especially with what's going on in our state, with the politics going on in our state. I think it would have been a great addition to have her here to motivate our students and kind of inspire them to get into politics and how to navigate the waters. So it would have been great, but I'm happy that she's at a HBCU.
Yeah. You gotta take the wins where you can
I'll
take
take
them.
it. I'll take it.
Okay, so Tesla employee awarded $3.2 million, which sounds like a lot. But his original attempt back in 2017 was $137 million.
Yeah, that was a lot of money. 137 million. That's like an NBA contract. So that was a lot of money. But when you actually read the article and find out what the black people at that particular location had to endure, it's ridiculous. The racial slurs, unbelievable. In 2023, some people are made to feel a certain way because of the color of their skin.
Yeah, and at work.
And at work.
Where
and
you
then
spend majority of your time.
For a company that's trying to be progressive and help the earth, we still have to deal with issues from 1920, 1930. Absolutely ridiculous. So I agree that him and hopefully the others should receive compensation, 3.2 million. I think that's plenty of money. But the bigger issue is hopefully the culture changed at Tesla.
Hopefully. I would like to think that. But Elon Musk made a comment the other day. He tweeted, if we had been allowed to introduce new evidence, the verdict wouldn't have been a 0, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I own a Tesla, as you know. So it kind of bothers me that I pay all this. Yeah, I paid all this money for this car, and then the owner, that's how he's moving. That's his response.
Yep. And he said that the jury did the best they could with the information they had. I respect their decision.
Yeah.
Which means it wasn't really true.
Yeah.
I don't really agree with it.
I don't like it either, but I do love my car, so I'm gonna keep the car.
So you're gonna keep your car?
Absolutely.
Okay. I can understand that, but do you feel like being awarded 3.2 will actually solve the issues?
Not with that response, that tweet from Elon, probably not. But I think it would help that particular person move on with his life. He has 3.2 million reasons, so I think he's gonna be okay.
I think he will be okay, but also it teaches them to not take these situations lightly, right? So hopefully there's not a next person, but just in case it does happen again, they would understand the repercussions of their actions.
I agree,
very
100%.
important. Yeah. All right, guys, we'll be back.
Welcome back to the Greenlight podcast. Today we have a special guest. We welcome Mr. Leonard Gant II, SBI major, from the DMV.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show.
Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah.
All right. So, as always, we'd like to start off by asking you a few questions, and you kind of pick the answer that you feel is best for you.
Right.
So, LeBron James or Michael Jeffrey Jordan?
Michael Jordan, easily.
Easily, okay.
Easily, like, Michael Jordan's the GOAT. You can't beat Michael Jordan.
Michael or Kobe?
Dang. Rest in peace, Kobe. Kobe, my favorite player of all time.
Me too.
So,
Me too.
But I still have to give it to Jordan. Like, Jordan's just that guy.
Please. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Kobe, like, his whole game is based off of Jordan, so it's like, it only makes sense that Jordan is above Kobe, in my opinion, for sure.
I agree. Same logic. 100%.
Okay, well, LeBron or Kobe?
Oh, Kobe. LeBron is no.
Skill-wise?
Yes.
Yes, there's no question.
Yes.
Guys, I
Nope.
think you guys are being unreasonable.
LeBron is a
Skills?
great player. LeBron is a great player, but I just don't think he's better than Kobe, though. Like,
Okay.
I'm me playing like the two guard. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, I'm all about scoring and like getting the team involved. I feel like Kobe does a great job at that. Although LeBron does a good job at that as well, I just prefer Kobe. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this one though: Jordan's the shoe or LeBron shoe?
Oh, Jordan's for sure.
Okay.
LeBron
LeBron can't win with you.
Nah. LeBron's a great guy. Great guy. I love LeBron. He cool. But if we're talking about shoes, like LeBron, you can only wear them when you play basketball.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
there was a time where people made like you could put an outfit together with some LeBrons, but that's not a thing anymore. Jordans, I can hoop in them. I can go outside with them. I can put a fit together. Like I can wear with suits. Like Jordans are just versatile.
I agree.
He has
I
a
agree.
point. With dunks or Yeezys?
Oh dang, that's hard.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna go Yeezys. I have more Yeezys than I have dunks. So, but I love them both though.
Yeah, I agree with you again. You're from the DMV, so DMV or Miami?
Easily the DMV.
Really?
Yes. I could pass off Miami. Like
Why?
Miami's like cool. Like that's a little nice little break or a little trip to go to. But like
Okay.
live in Miami, I don't know if I could do that.
Okay.
Have you been to the DMV before?
I have not.
Great vibe.
I've been to Miami.
Okay.
So, you know,
Okay.
it's hard to beat Miami.
Nah, for sure. Go to like DC. Take a little trip to
Okay.
DC. I think
think about it.
you would change your mind.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Sure.
Okay.
You're into fashion, and we're going to talk about that shortly. But Louis or Balenciaga?
Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah,
Okay.
Balenciaga kind of got to cancel them right now. They did some weird things, but nah, Louis Vuitton for sure. I think they have better pieces. And, yeah.
Okay.
I've worn Louis. I never owned a pair of anything. from Balenciaga. Come on.
I never liked the way they looked either, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, and they were pricey.
Yeah,
I
very
didn't get
pricey.
it. I didn't get it.
I couldn't
But
pay
you're
that
right.
much for t-shirts.
Yeah, the advertisement they had a few months ago was kind of
Yeah, that was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that was
questionable.
crazy.
So I agree 100%.
Okay, well, let's drive it to FAMU then. Well, what about fried chicken Wednesday or fried fish Fridays?
It depends on where you're getting it from. If fried chicken Wednesday, if it's from the hub, easily going fried chicken Wednesday. Actually no, it don't depend. If it's from the hub, fried chicken Wednesday or fried fish Friday, I'm going to the hub. So I can't. Dang, I don't know. I'm gonna say fried chicken Wednesday though. I've been to more fried chicken Wednesdays than fried fish Fridays.
Okay, but you've been to fried fish Friday though.
For sure.
Okay.
Fried fish Friday at PDR though, that's a different story.
We haven't done that before.
No, we
So I have to
haven't.
do that. That's really. I had it last week. Though.
Are you
It did.
sure? So if I go tomorrow and it's nasty, I'm gonna let you know.
You can let me know.
Okay, I just wanna
I'll
make sure.
take it up with them.
Okay,
I'll take it up with them.
I'll take your word for
All
it.
right, so let's transition to the questions, to the interview, all right? So before we get into your brand, I want to talk about why you chose FAMU, right? Because your family is military. You traveled pretty much all across the country. You grew up in DMV. Your family moved to California. You ended up in Tallahassee, FAMU.
Yeah.
Can you explain how that happened?
Yeah, so I mean, like when I was picking colleges and everything, I knew I wanted to go to an HBCU. Like it was a no-brainer. So I just did my research on like the best business programs, HBCUs, and FAMU was at the top of the list, right? So that easily got me interested. Then I did a little bit of my own research. You know, like I knew I was gonna be like living here. You know, like student life. Want to see like what the campus was talking about. So I watched some videos and everything like that. And I don't know, like I really like people think I play when I say this, but I'm watching the videos and I'm getting chills. Like, oh, okay, like this might be the place for me, right?
The FAMU videos on YouTube.
Yeah, the FAMU videos on YouTube. Like I'm like, okay, like yeah, this seems like some I
Where you
can enjoy
belong.
for sure. So then came down and it was the exact like I had the exact lifestyle, like that same feel when I came down here.
No regrets
At all.
at all.
Okay, so you came to visit. Did you ever do a campus tour?
It's crazy. I did a campus tour like my sophomore year of high school,
Oh.
and I didn't even like. I was not expecting me to go to FAMU at the time, but I did come to FAMU one time. But that wasn't why I chose FAMU. Though. Like
Okay, so what was the ultimate decision besides the YouTube videos?
I'll be honest. I had a friend in Louisville. So I was living in Louisville at the time. One of my close friends, he was playing football, and we weren't talking about college for real. But one time we were at a party, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about going to FAMU." I'm like, "Me too."
Okay.
And then once he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm really serious about it." That's when it was like, "Okay, yeah, I definitely want to go down." Because not only will I be going down, it's like the best business program, but I'll be with one of my best friends too.
Right.
So it was like, yeah.
So you wouldn't have been alone. So that kind of made you feel
Exactly.
more comfortable coming.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
And
always
he-
good to have people
And he
around you.
came? He's here?
Yeah, he's here. We roommates to this day.
Okay, good to hear, good to hear. Let's transition to your clothing brand, right? FOM. What inspired you to create a brand?
Inspired me to create a brand. It was actually basketball. Basketball and a little bit of, I used to resell clothes and shoes in high school.
Okay.
And you go back talking about like Louis Vuitton and Balenciaga, like those were the things people were wearing. Like Supreme was a streetwear brand that was big, Babe. But like I was broke. So I couldn't afford none of those things. That's why I was trying to find my way to, you know what I'm saying, get some money. But I was like, dang, like, why can't I should just be able to make my own thing so I don't have to pay somebody else, you know what I'm saying, for these type of clothes or whatever. But I knew like, you can't just start, I didn't want to just start a brand just to like, oh, because I have clothes. I wanted to like bring a message to it, right? So I was kind of going through with a basketball coach, and I was losing confidence in myself at the time, which made me come up with the name A Fan of Me, and the motto of never needed your approval, I'm a fan of me. So I came up with that, started doing a little research on how to start a brand, made my logo, and yeah, I was like, Okay, yeah.
So you made the logo yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not nothing too deep. It was just FOM.
Okay.
I really want to like get with somebody who's like, cause I can't draw. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible artist. So I want to get with somebody to come up with something more creative. But that's what I came up with.
Well, you can collab with J School. Everyone here is very talented. They'll support you. Okay, so it sounds like you've always been very entrepreneur forward.
Oh yeah, I was elementary school. I was selling my lunch. I used to sell candy at school. Got in trouble for selling candy at school.
Yeah.
I used to always be selling things. But it's crazy though. Like I didn't even put that together till I started looking for like what I wanted to do in life and like my major in college. And I was like, dang, like I've always been into kind of business, so it kind of made sense for me to just go that route.
Going back to your brand, when you're doing the research, did you have any issues in finding someone to actually create the product for you?
Yes. So like at first, me not knowing anything about how it works, I found like a local manufacturer in Louisville, the city I was at.
Okay.
And I had sent them a few of my ideas, and it came back and it was trash. Like I was like, yeah, no.
The samples?
The samples were
Wow.
trash. And I was like, it wasn't the vision I had in my head. So I was like, okay, no. And I actually made me take a break. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So let me just chill out, you know what I'm saying, and see it through. And then this is why I love FAMU. I came to FAMU. It was winter break. My friend in J School was like, we get Photoshop for free, like as students. I'm like, we get Photoshop.
Yeah.
So I started creating designs on Photoshop. I didn't know how to use it at the time. So I used my whole winter break to like teach myself how to use it. And then met another friend at FAMU. He started a brand. His name was Mike. He started a brand called Lost Habits. And I was like, Mike, like, yo, like his clothes are really like nice. The material was nice, everything. I'm like, yo, who makes your clothes? And he put me on to the website Alibaba, which is
China.
So
Okay.
that's how I found like manufacturers to choose from and everything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got samples from Alibaba as well.
Yeah.
But those were better.
Oh my God, they were way better.
How did it feel when you held the samples in your hand? You made the design on Photoshop.
Yeah.
You waited 3-4 weeks for the samples to come, and then you finally got it. How do you feel?
Like no way. Like I don't know. When I got it, I was like, no way, this is real. Like it was everything. It was perfect. Everything was perfect, and I just it got me excited. Like I can't wait to do this.
Okay, so now you have the product, now you have the logo, everything's in place. So how did you feel the need to market it? Were you nervous about how it would get out into the world? Were you scared that no one would really buy it? Like, how did you negotiate that?
Okay, so like, what took away? Well, at first you never know like how people are gonna react to things. So I just always go to my closest friends. They're gonna keep it real with me at all times. So I sent it to them. I sent them like the little the sample design I had made, and they're like, no, this is crazy. Like at first. It was made as a joke, like, because everything that was going on. And they were like, no, you actually have to drop this. Like, you need to drop this. So I knew I was coming to FAMU in the fall again. And I was just like, okay, let me go ahead and start the Instagram page, kind of build the hype up for me and my brand. And I just threw it out there, and it got a lot of love, like, off rip. So, yeah.
I saw on your Instagram page a concept of the cleaners and the models in the cleaners. Why did you choose that concept to do it in a cleaners?
Just something creative. Like I never seen. So driving home, I always pass by this cleaners, right? I always pass by it, and I'm like, yo, like, why has nobody ever like? Or I passed by at nighttime, and it was beautiful. Like the lights were in there, and it was just empty, and it was a whole bunch of like. I don't know, the scenery was just nice to me. So I was like, okay, this would be a nice, like, creative way or a nice place to, like, have a photo shoot. And I've never seen nobody do it there. So I was like, yeah, okay, that's the
I liked it. I like the whole concept.
Sure, I appreciate that.
Yeah. One more question, though, for me. How did it feel to see people walk around campus, like, wearing your clothing?
Well, no, that's crazy. The first time I seen it, like, it just put a smile on my face, like, wow, like, people really wearing my stuff. To now to the point where it's normal to see my stuff around, like I was just at the Delta probate, and when somebody taking pictures had my shirt on.
Okay.
And it's just like, it feels really good. It feels really good, honestly. Like the hard work is paying off, and I hope to like later in life see my clothes in other cities and states when I'm not around.
Yeah, but that's like a full circle moment.
For
from
sure.
Photoshop or to the failure, the sample one.
Failure.
Right.
Stopping, like losing confidence in the thing, and then coming back, and like just believing in myself, and it's all coming true, and it's just great to see. And it's crazy because like nobody knows that, like nobody knows what you went through to get there. You know what I'm saying? So it really does feel good.
Okay, so now that you have it out into the world, people are supporting you in every way possible. What's next for you? What do you want to see happen with your brand, especially now that you're in school, you're in business?
For
So
sure.
what's next?
Really right now, well, I got like a short-term goals, and I got long-term goals. So,
Okay, what are they?
so short-term, like, is really to have my clothing. Well, really, okay. So numbers-wise, I'm trying to grow my brand to like 1,000, 2,000 followers before I come back next school year.
Okay. On Instagram?
On Instagram.
Okay.
So that's one of my goals.
Is that your only social media platform?
I have a TikTok, but I don't really use TikTok.
Okay.
But I need to.
Okay, so
I
you
need to
get
into
better
that.
at TikTok.
Yeah, I need that's
Okay.
because TikTok is really what's gonna take.
Mhm.
If I want to
Faster.
grow like outside of FAMU, I know TikTok is something I have to implement and use. But yeah, I definitely want to grow on Instagram. I want to get some more people outside of FAMU to model and market my thing so it can grow outside of here in Tallahassee. I want to take over the state of Florida. I want to see my stuff in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, Jacksonville, and then like long term, I want FAMU stores in the biggest cities like New York, Atlanta, Beijing. Like I want that's what I see. Yeah, that's what I see for real. So we're just trying to grow every day, trying to get better, and hopefully I can achieve those goals.
And hopefully you will achieve those goals.
Sure.
Yeah.
I definitely will.
So we're very proud of you, and we wish you the best of luck. And we want you to come back to the show.
Nah,
Let us know when you
sure.
accomplish anything major. Come back. We'll talk about it.
I appreciate that.
All right.
Appreciate y'all having me too again.
Of
You're
course.
welcome. Thank you for coming on the show.
Mhm.
And we'll be back after this break.
Hi guys, welcome back. Let's jump into our announcements. Dr. Davis.
So let's start off with SAP. So SAP, as a reminder, 2.0 GPA or higher, or you have to pass 67% of your classes. If you don't have those, you have to take summer classes to get to that 2.0 mark. Very important. If you have any questions whatsoever, please talk to your academic advisor.
All right, guys, make sure you sign up for summer classes, especially if you're falling behind. This is an opportunity for you to raise your GPA and get back up to speed. Enrollment has already started, so make sure that you set an appointment with your advisor and get in full effect before the fall registrations open up tomorrow.
FAMU Scholarship Portal, very important. The deadline is April 17th. You have to apply for the scholarships by April 17th. Even if you don't think you're going to get it, apply for the scholarship. The university will let you know if you want or not. So please keep that in mind. As a reminder, April 17th is the deadline.
All right, guys, and last but not least, on my end, you need to sign up for tutoring. If you find that you are struggling, it is not too late. You guys have about 3 more weeks left. Keep your momentum, keep going, go to the resource centers, and make sure that you keep in contact with anyone that's available. Set an appointment and see what you guys can do before the end of the semester to wrap it up.
And finally, undergraduate research. If you're interested or think you might be interested in undergraduate research, we do have opportunities for the fall semester. So please come by our office and we can kind of guide you in the right direction so you get the support that you need.
Okay. And also, lastly, it's very easy to take everyone else's opinions about your decision to be or stay in school, even though you're dealing with a lot of adversity, right? So maybe housing is a situation for you, maybe finance is a situation for you, but you have so many resources around you and you have so many people who are here to support you. So don't give up. Do not take what they're saying as a reason to drop out, to quit. Remember why you started, remember the reason why you are here, and just continue to stay the course. And remember that it will always work out. Just make sure that you just continue to do your best, and that is what you're here for. So until next time, guys, see you later. Bye.